This Side Hustle podcast preview is being brought to you by the G&V Commercial Advisors at Colliers, Gainesville. Gainesville is growing every day, and no one knows that better than the G&V Commercial Advisory team at Colliers, Gainesville. They help businesses and investors of all sizes buy, sell, lease, and manage their properties in North Central Florida. The G&V Commercial Advisory team has the most local experience and expertise in town, plus the resources of a global firm to get your commercial real estate deal done. Ready to get started on your next commercial project? See what they can do for you at colliers.com/Gainesville. Nailed that. That's good. You guys, on Monday, we are bringing you a great conversation about the new NCAA Name, Image, and Likeness laws with collegiate athlete Leah Clapper, Gator Gymnast, and the 2021 SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year. Leah, what did you think of our show tonight?
Oh my goodness. It was so much fun. I just feel like so energized and amped right now. We had such a good conversation, and I wish it could last for another hour.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I get so juiced and so excited about doing these all the time. So, well, thank you so much for joining me. If there was like one thing that we could have talked about that we didn't talk about, like what would that thing have been?
You know, I can talk about gymnastics for so long. We touch on it a little bit, but gymnastics all day long.
That's so fun. You know, it's crazy because you guys, I mean, she's absolutely right. She's a gymnast at the University of Florida, and we like really did not like talk about that very much at all. We really talked about these new laws, right, that are affecting athletes, which are crazy, and you guys are gonna love it. I mean, it's awesome stuff.
You know what would be a really interesting topic actually around that would be talking about the time management. I know you mentioned that word in there, but really talking about balancing being a student and athlete and now somebody that has a personal brand and is an influencer or a content creator or whatever you want to call it, just balancing all of those responsibilities and absolutely amazing experiences all together would be a really cool conversation, I think.
Yeah. So it's funny because I mean, the reason that even kind of came up was because we were saying, okay, because of these new NIL laws, right, that I mean, this is allowing you to kind of capitalize on your name, image, and likeness, right, in an influencer type role or working with local brands and these kind of things, which there's opportunities for you guys that are out there. So be sure to check it out. But, you know, the bottom line is like you can't work. Like you can't get a part-time job because your work is athletics. It is being a gymnast, right? Like you're so engulfed into practice and stuff. Like give us let's talk about that for a second. Like what is the, you know, time commitment as a gymnast? Like what does your day look like?
So there is actually a NCAA set cap of 20 hours of practice a week, which in comparison to the 168 hours in a week, it doesn't seem like that much. But that means that you are literally moving your body, exercising for those 20 hours or at least close to it. Depends on the sport, depends on the day of that week. But you also have, you know, treatment and going to see your athletic trainer, doing the ice tank, doing rehab. A lot of people go to physical therapy. And then there's all of the scooting most of the time here at UF, scooting to and from campus for your practices, for your classes, all of that good stuff. I would say that being an athlete it's a full-time job because you've got your practice, you've got your extra things, team meetings, that kind of stuff, massages, which so grateful for. But then you also have travel, and I'm luckily in a sport, gymnastics, that we don't travel that often, but other sports are like in and out of Gainesville all the time, and that's just another component. So you've got basically a full-time job as an athlete, and then a student is another huge time commitment.
Oh, you gotta go to school too. Imagine that.
You gotta be a full-time student, so depends on your workload, but you know, there's school, there's homework, there's a lot of people do tutoring, that kind of stuff. And then you have this other thing that you get to invest as much time as you want into to building your personal brand and capitalizing on it. And my personal experience of building my personal brand, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I spend several hours a week, just creating ideas, making content, just doing passion projects because I'm that kind of person. I've always been ambitious and just always need something to do. But being a student and being an athlete is a huge responsibility, and that's just another thing to add on to it. So I really enjoyed getting to dedicate as much time and energy as I want to that. But lately with this name, image, likeness stuff, it feels like more of a responsibility. It feels like there's this other incentive, money, obviously, to put work into your personal brand. And I think that can be a blessing or a curse, just depending on how you use it and how you manage your time.
Awesome. You guys, you have the opportunity to work with people exactly like Leah at the University of Florida, student athletes, through this new name, image, and likeness law that got passed through the NCAA. I mean, it's really, really awesome stuff. She dives way into it as in this episode. So make sure you check out the full episode on Monday. Here's a really quick clip of what you have to look forward to on Monday.
It was a long time coming. I remember first hearing about the possibility that these laws were going to go into effect, way over a year ago. And it was so much of a slim chance. It was just very confusing. It was like, maybe this will happen while you're still in college. And I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be awesome. But it got put on the back burner because it hasn't happened yet. And
so did you just kind of discount it as like, all right, that's probably like, that'd be cool if it happens, but it's probably not going to happen. So let me not worry about it.
I wouldn't say I discounted it because I knew it would be a really cool opportunity, but it was more of a waiting game. Like, is this actually going to happen? Because things with the NCAA go like that sometimes. Sometimes
Right.
There's talk about stuff and sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. But I was really pumped when I heard that it might, because I have been, building my brand in general since I came to college, not necessarily for the purpose of capitalizing on it, but I've worked really hard on all these passion projects, and it's really cool to get to have some sort of monetary benefit to that, like everyone else in the world, because I have a purpose for the things that I'm doing. Like, I have a mission to help people live happier and healthier lives, and I want to inspire people, and I want to use my platform for good. And I can totally do that without these new laws. But it's really cool that now college athletes are able to capitalize on their personal brands just like everyone else. So to put things in perspective or give a more tangible example, like, someone that is not a college athlete could have a food blog. And I actually do have a food blog, so this is very personal to me. But they can have, sponsored posts on Instagram or on any social media saying, like, buy this protein bar, whatever it is. But as a student athlete, if I were to do that and make money from that, that would jeopardize my NCAA eligibility. And there's all sorts of things, in that realm of capitalizing on your name, image, and likeness that apply as well. So like before this, a student athlete couldn't get paid to be on a commercial or appear in a flyer for a local business or, just really make money off of who they are in any way, shape, or form. So
now all that's legit?
So, yes, for the most part, it's a free-for-all. And that's been where the confusing things have come in, because to go back to your original question, how it was all unfolded to the student athletes, nobody really knew what was going on for a long time. And there was all these state laws that were getting passed, but the NCAA governing body wasn't necessarily giving NCAA laws. So everyone was really confused for a while, and it was more of a yellow light situation. Like, we knew that the state law was going into effect this summer, but were we actually going to be able to do anything? And compliance office was so confused, and thus all the athletes were so confused. And it was really a waiting game until about the middle of May when things started happening and us finding out about what we might be able to do and what we won't be able to do. And then once that July 1st date came where the laws went into effect, you know, things happened really fast. And the NCAA put out a statement saying, like, yes, you can make money, kind of an interim thing. I don't want to, like, get into the specifics because I might not have them 100% correct. But basically what we knew was what the state law here in Florida said. And that's what we've been able to go off of.
There it is, podcast fam. Be sure to check out the entire episode Monday at 8 a.m. If you want to get notified when that episode releases, text WHOA GNV to 484848. It's an awesome conversation. You're going to love it. I will see you later. Have an amazing weekend. Go Gators.
Go Gators.